And under considerations, presentation of redesign of the village website. Jerry?
Good evening. We're going to give you a preview of our new website we're rolling out. Past fiscal year, the staff has undertook a website redesign project. The project was a complete overhaul of the village's current website. The project was to resolve several issues with the current site and provide the benefits of a fresh new site for both the public and the village staff. The redesigned site has been developed in a product called WordPress. It's a popular free and open source web design software. It's easy to train on and easy to use. It's used extensively by corporations and organizations, CNN, Best Buy, eBay, Sony, Xerox, just to name a few. It has a content management system, which means staff can be trained and join in to maintain and update the site. It's a very flexible platform which will help us for future development and enhancements. This is called the Plugin Architect. These are pre-made programs that we can add whenever we need certain features and functionality of the system. And the new website was developed completely in-house without the use of consulting services, and it'll be available this week for the public. Our current site, some of the limitations and issues with it. It was developed in Adobe Dreamweaver, which is a powerful program, but very complicated to learn and hard to maintain. And over the years, our site has devolved by adding content. Homepage has become cluttered, and various site pages as we add content. Also, areas of the site have become lumped together, not really logically organized. And it just takes too many clicks and tabs to locate information. This all leads to a difficulty in navigation, hard to find information, not very user-friendly, and then the content management strategy to keep the information current is lacking. So this was the need for an update and a fresh new look. So our new web design that we updated, very streamlined, cleaner look. It's more user-friendly. It's device responsive. That means it's mobile friendly. So, customized to be viewing in smartphones, tablets, and web pages. Information is logically organized and what we call community centric, focused in on residents, businesses, and visitors. Throughout the site, it uses quick links. This is to assist in finding information quickly, following the 3-click rule. You shouldn't have to click more than 3 times to find something. Using the Plugin Architect, we put a bunch of new features in and also integrated our social media sites of Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and developed a content management strategy in order to keep the website updated consistently. Just an overall view of the strategy. We just started out a year ago developing a project plan for the website. And then our design team of Janet and Lynette and I went through the past year putting everything together. Kudos to Janet and Lynette, the effort that they put in, organizing some of the data, kind of revamping how we display things, and just all the effort that they put into it. Now that the site's ready for public, we're going to move on to the ongoing development part of it. Janet will maintain the overall site manager. Lynette will use her skills as staff training and site management. This is the content management piece of it. And I'll continue to do construction and development as new components are needed to be plugged into the site. I am going to turn it over to Janet now, and she's just going to review some of the areas of the site, some homepage elements, main navigation menu, some of the key features of the site, and just kind of go through a couple of departmental sites of community development and public works.
Okay, now don't let Jerry fool you. He's the real computer guru here. Before we go forward and with our tour of the new website, we're going to take a step back and we're going to look at the current, or what we're going to be calling the old website. So take a look at it and you can see there's a lot of information right there on the front page, a lot of pictures, a lot of text. It's kind of hard for your eye to settle on one certain area. It makes it a little difficult when there's so much to look at, you just don't know where to start to find what you want. And we lead you to the news site. This is it. We have a lot of white space. It's very clean looking, it's very condensed, it's very organized, and we are following the 3-click rule here. You're going to be able to find whatever it is you're looking for within 3 clicks. You're not going to have to keep going and going and going. And we have a lot built into the website to show you how to do this. Let's talk about the home page elements. Your home page is where everything is going to start. When somebody goes in and plugs in www.burr-ridge.gov, this is what they're going to get first. This is what they're going to see. Now, on every page of the website, there will be the village logo, Burr Ridge. It's a very special place. Then across from left to right, the black panel across the top, that's the main navigation panel. That's where everything is more about the Burr Ridge community. It's very centric, whether you're a resident, a business, or maybe you're a visitor and you don't know anything about Burr Ridge, but you'd like to find out more. That's where you're going to start from, is that cross navigation panel at the top. Now off to the side, the brown buttons there, those are the links to the specific department sites. Somebody who knows a little bit more might be looking for a little bit more specific information. Administration, community development, finance, police, public works. They all have their own specific areas and their own specific documents, information, and quick links that are going to be underneath them. Now, go down to the footer here, and there's basic information on the village hall, address, phone number, police department, public works as well, and an email that's kind of a contact us directly to the village. Now, what we've also done here too, on the bottom you can see the icons to social media, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into it, the Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, which have become a little bit more important in these days. The text that's underneath the picture of the village hall, that's called a message ticker, kind of like a ticker tape. That's going to be ongoing and moving all the time. We can add whatever we'd like to, whatever is going on with the village at the time, whether it's emergency information, events, meetings, and that will scroll across the bottom underneath that picture all the time. Where the picture of the village is, that's also a customizable slideshow, so we can constantly add, take away, we can change it whenever we'd like to based on what's going on around the village, time of year, what we're doing. And then the village quick links. The quick links that we keep referring to, these are the most important things that we feel people are going to look for right away. Now that's based on discussions that we had with the front office personnel. They get the calls of people coming in, department heads and people that work right in there that know what the residents, businesses, contractors call for the information that they need. Those are the quick links. You can see what they are. At the side might be local happenings. Maybe they want to put in a service request. Where do they find that? It's right there. A calendar of the village. How do I pay my water bill? There's utility billing. Emergency information. Maybe it's a reverse code red 911 or something, or they heard there's a water main break. They can go right there and find it right away. So the quick links are what we consider to be the most important information right away. Now up at the top, the search button. You can put in anything at any time to search for, and it will pull up across the pages, the navigation bar, and even the departments, and every hit on whatever you've put in will come into the center text, and you'll see that a little bit further down the road. Now, as Jerry said, this website is a responsive site, which means it automatically formats to whatever device you're using to bring it up. If you look on the left, that's what the site would look like if you had brought up on a smartphone. Over to the far right, that would be a tablet or an iPad or maybe a laptop. What it does is it changes the site, but it does not change the content. It just makes it easier for you to read based on what you're using. Now in the middle, this would be an example of something where you can create your own website app or shortcut for getting onto this as well. Take a picture, put something onto your media, and there's a shortcut right away to the website. Now this is the main navigation board across the top in black, and what we've done is take the drop downs of each area that people are interested in the most. For example, in village boards, you'd go down, there's the mayor and trustees page, would have all of your lovely photos in there, your information. Vision and strategic goals, plan commission, zoning board, advisory bodies, and the calendar right there. If the residents, say a resident goes online, wants to find information, how do I find out about garbage and recycling? I want to put in a service request for something. There it is. What types of transportation do we have available within the village? Pace, where's the train information? Where's all that? Underneath resident services. If you're a new business or an old business and you want some information, there's our link to the economic development plans of the village, the business listing of all the over 500 businesses in Burr Ridge, and also an explanation of the places of eating tax and how that factors into the village and what we do with it. Let's say you're a visitor and you don't know anything about Burr Ridge. Where is it? What kind of hotels do we have? Restaurants? Shopping? We did put in the See You Downtown video that was shot in 2013. Information about shops of the Burr Ridge Village Center and County Line Shopping Square so people can see what we have to offer and, of course, our history. How did we start out? And they can all see then how far we have come in Burr Ridge. General information. Frequently asked questions. These are questions that people are constantly calling in, say, the front office and asking. So we've kind of broken those down. That breaks out even a little bit further, but still following the three-click rule. You're not going to have to work very hard to find that information. Legal notices on what we have to post. Links. These links right here underneath general information go out to local, state, and federal information. For example, who our representatives are, the county election boards, that type of thing. Those go out a little bit further outside of Burr Ridge. Now, there's a survey box here as well, which we've set up so that we can develop that to get more information and feedback from residents and businesses. We can set this up to do any kind of survey we'd like, whether it's the resident survey or the business survey, or maybe a survey on how are we doing with our service requests. What did you think of this last event? What can we do differently? We can get more feedback this way. The transparency page at the bottom, that's something that we do just to show that Burr Ridge is completely transparent in everything that we're doing. We have archival documents on all the different areas and the navigation areas at the top. The reason that we did this is to put all the transparency documents into one place so that we don't clutter up the document center and the links where people will be linked to looking for their information. That'll make a little bit more sense when I get to the document center. There's all the events, just in case you're wondering where they are and when they are. Armed Forces Day, car show. For example, there's something called a content management page underneath the car show. They can go right on, register online. It will come directly to me, and I'll be able to register them. Concerts on the Green, you can look up the details of the concerts on the Green, find out exactly what band is playing that night. So whatever the information is on the events, click on one of these and you'll have all the detailed information that you could want. Now here's the Document Center. This is just one of the neatest features that Jerry had found. This is the main repository, or library, if you will, of all the website information and documents linked all the way throughout. So whether you're in the navigation panel at the top, or the search button, quick links on the front page, or maybe the buttons for the individual departments, it's all going to link back to the Document Center. You can look for anything 3 different ways, through the pages, the folders, or searching the Document Center. We can load any type of PDF picture into the media library, anything we want to, and get it into the Document Center. What we've done on these documents as well, whether it's, for example, Administrator's Weekly Memo, we have gone back to 2014 and 2015, and we'll keep putting that in. Everything else is archived in the transparency page. That way, it's not cluttered up so much. People can find what they're looking for. Most likely, it's going to be within the past 2 years. Another feature of the quick links that we have, not only are they featured on the home page, but they're all throughout the site. For example, on the side panels for each of the departments, there's the Public Works. If you clicked on the Public Works button, you're going to see right away their quick links: engineering, forestry and grounds, operations, and so on. This is just another way to try to keep all the documents and all the information a little bit better organized for people so that they can see what they're looking for. Same thing with the police department. The weekly police report, the services they offer, accident reports, comments and complaints, annual reports. They're all right there, organized a little bit better under each department. Now, the Village Quick Links at the top, same thing. It just happens to be on the home page. One of the newest features that I've mentioned before, and this is where I'll explain it a little bit more, the search field. That's in the upper right. Right now it says permits. When you put something into that search field box, it's going to pull everything about what you put in there into the center reading area. Every hit, just as if you put something into Google, it's like the Google of our web page. You put it into search and it's going to pull it up. It's going to find everything. So if you don't know where to start to look for something, you can start right there in the search box, and it will get you there. The newest features that we talked about having to do with the icons at the bottom of the page, the Facebook, so we have news and events posted all the time around the village, Twitter, short messages for whoever's following us on Twitter, and the YouTube channel, which has become more important because not only do we have the Village Bulletin Board, which is our cable network on Channel 6 and Channel 99 on there, but that's now how we're documenting and making available any of the village board meetings. So if somebody wanted to go back and watch a village board meeting, find out when something was done or voted upon, they could go into the YouTube icon, click on it, and a whole level panel of all the different board meetings are there to select from. They can select whatever they want. Over to the left, you can see where there's the Facebook page. That's what it looks like when you pull it up. Right beneath that would be a Twitter page if you happen to follow on Twitter. And then those are just little messages as they go. Now this is a really neat feature that we're excited about. This is the interactive calendar. Now let's say, first of all, you can pick the month that you want to look at and see what's going on. There's your custom date selection. You can go forward and you can go backward. And then let's say you're going to look around within this and pick something. You can see all the meetings that are here, all the commissions, but let's say you want to find out where Armed Forces is. Hover over it just a little bit, and you're going to see just a little bit of the basic information, when it is, where it is, and the time. But then, if you click on it, you're going to get more specific information right here up at the top. You're going to get all the information about it, when, where, who to contact, even a Google map that shows exactly where it is. And a neat little feature about this too, if you wanted to go ahead and add this to your personal calendar by the SSR feed up here, you can either add the specific event, meeting, whatever it happens to be, or go back to the calendar and add the whole month page to your personal calendar on Outlook. So you can do it either way, either by the month or by the event, meeting, whatever it is you want to find the information about. We love this calendar because it's really going to keep people informed if they want to find out what's going on the website at any time. Now this is the Geographic Information System. This is a very key mapping and data system that is maintained by Public Works. It's been upgraded and it's been linked to the new site very easily. Not buried at all. Not only is it on the home page quick links, but it's also right there underneath the Public Works quick links. This is very important for Public Works when they're doing things, and also for various contractors working within the village when they need to get information. Right there, easily accessible. The other new feature that we talked a little bit about were the contact forms. They call it a contact form. You can also use it as a survey and feedback form. They're customizable. We can put in there anything we want. Enrollment, say, for e-briefs, the transparency requests in case somebody would want, say, a FOIA form or some information. They put it right there and it will automatically be sent to the person within administration that deals with that, so they get it right away, including the service requests, which is very important. Those will go right away, entered into the system, and printed out for someone. They can review them and start working on them. And like I said before, this is also what we can use to do the surveys, ongoing surveys. Let's say, for example, that you want to go over to any of the side panels. We're going to take community development as an example. As you can see, over to the right side of the community development tab, there's all the staff, their contact information. In the center, a description of what they do and what their purpose is. And then over to the left, probably the most important quick links for them, the most important information in their departments that people are looking for. And we found what these were by talking to the department heads and people within the departments. And this is what they told us as far as feedback that they thought was the most important. A resident comes in and says, I want to build a deck, I want to build a pool. Well, then they need to go under the quick links for building permits. And there they are. There's all the building ordinances. They can get their reports, schedule an inspection. What kind of permit is it? Commercial, residential? Do they want to do a fence? Do they want to build a pool? It's all right there. If they were to click on that, that's going to bring the permit right up. Fill it out, send it in, they're good to go. Now, at the very bottom of each of those departmental areas, there's also another link that says return to whichever department you're in, and that will take you right back to the beginning of that department. Now, let's say that they clicked on residential. It's going to go even further, a little bit more. You're still within the 3-click rule, but it's going to go a little bit further into the information that you might need to know. For example, here's Public Works. Staff on the side, description, and even a map in this case, because Public Works is separated from the Village Hall and the Police Department. People always say, well, where the heck is that? We just made it easier. It's right there. There's a map, so they can find it. Let's say, for example, they're looking for something, maybe emerald ash borer. Well, they're going to go into the quick links, see the Forestry and Grounds quick link, click on it. There's everything underneath Forestry and Grounds. There's emerald ash borer, and all the information that Public Works has researched and put out there about that through the years, whether it's picture or how to do it, what we're doing to combat that is right there. So they can click a little further. It just depends on how deep they want to go. And of course, back to the center page. And that's how that works for every single department on the left, and in a sense, the navigation panel across the top. What we wanted with this website design was not only to make it a new site, kind of update it, a lot more white space, more pleasing to the eye, a lot less cluttered. We wanted to keep it clean, but we wanted to make sure that this website is fluid and it's flexible. And we're doing that because it was designed in-house, it was built in-house. There's no consulting services that we ever have to bring in on this. We can maintain it ourselves. So as the need changes for what the website should say, we can do it ourselves. No one else has to do it. And within the departments, there will be 1 or 2 people that will be trained to go on to what we call the dashboard. That's more than you want to know as far as computer programming, but even that is very easy for that one person to learn how to go in and maintain their pages that relate to their department. Now, we're hoping that we can roll out this site by Friday. We're just going to be tweaking it all week long, making sure that our links match up, making sure that everything is current, whether it's, we've gone through phone numbers, we've gone through data, but there's always a last-minute check on everything before we flip that switch, out with the old, in with the new, and that will be it. Is there any questions for us?
Questions of the board?